What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm doing a review of Pokemon Gold version. It was released for Game Boy Color by Nintendo and Game Freaks, and this is pretty much the second installment in the franchise. Plus, there is a silver version that was released alongside with it. But really the main difference is there's certain Pokemon that you can catch in gold version that you can't catch in silver version and vice versa. Other than that, everything else pretty much remains the same in terms of story, gameplay, and all that. Now the story behind it is that it takes place in the Johto region 3 years after the first installments, which are the yellow version, blue and red, and pretty much 3 years after that took place, and you're playing as a different character altogether who wants to be a Pokemon champion just like Ash was. And of course, you face off against 8 different gym leaders, and you in the Elite Four. I'm thinking the Elite Four is either the same for Pokemon people that you fought in the first installment, or this is an entirely different group altogether. Now, what will happen is that you will run into your rival that's like brand new from the first edition, or the first installment rather, where this rival steals a Pokemon after you pick your starter Pokemon. Now you can choose between Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita, and you pretty much Professor calls you to tell you what happened, and you tell him that you ran into the guy, and you pretty much tell him your name. You can make up any name you want to, and also after that situation, this was like later on in the game where you run into Team Rocket and they're trying to reclaim their former glory after they suffered their defeat in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Gameplay wise, Pokemon Gold and Silver pretty much plays no different than its predecessor. And like you do have in terms of like you facing wild Pokemon trainers, and the gym leaders plus the Elite Four. And the location that you visit throughout the game is totally new since you're in the Johto region. And the game has pretty much new features like you can have a phone, radio, watch, stuff like that. Plus, your backpack has different sections in it for different items. Like you have one section for potions and berries. You have another one for different types of Pokeballs that you get and stuff like that. And there are new Pokemon in this game and new moves for them to do. And the new moves are pretty much based on the type of Pokemon that you have. Like there's some for ground types, some for the fires, some for the water type, and so on. And it's like, I don't know how many new moves there is per se, but it is like more than that's seen in this one in the first installment. Now, the graphics and design Pokemon Gold and Silver are pretty good, but at the same time, well, it's pretty much way better than the. I'll say way better, but it's a major improvement over the first installment. And plus, before I forget to mention, there is like another edition. I think it's called Crystal, where the only difference is that you can choose between a boy and a girl in it. Other than that, plays like the other two. Now like when I came back to the graphics and design, like I say, it's very good, and this is a major improvement over the first installment, especially, in my opinion, the blue version in red. And there's no major improvement with the gameplay outside of the new moves that the Pokemon does and learning does, you know. And the soundtrack of these two games are better than the first installment. I'm still not feeling the soundtrack. Nor do I feel that it's the best soundtrack on Game Boy Color when you compare it to other games on the Game Boy Color. Now, the new features in my mind are nice additions to the franchise, you know. But my main gripe is that the story and characters are kind of bland in my opinion, mainly because Nintendo has this attitude towards the franchise. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And to me, the story to the Pokemon franchise, from overall standpoint, is kind of stale to me because of that. And if they did that, if they had the same attitude toward like Mario, Metroid, and Zelda, it would have those stories would have been stale too. You know what I'm saying? And people, and gamers would have been fans with those three franchises would have been disinterested. I'm not saying that the Pokemon Gold and Silver are turd face by any means. It's just that they could have taken like more risk in my opinion. Now, as far as I can honestly say that Pokemon Gold and Silver are worth checking out, especially with for like Pokemon fans and those who haven't played it. As far as the score, I would definitely give it an 8. Now, with that being said, if you happen to like Pokemon Gold and Silver for Game Boy Color, you can mention it in the comment section. If you like the improvements or it happen to be one of your favorite games of all time, you can mention that also in the comment section. If you like this review of Pokemon Gold, specific, even though I was mentioning both Pokemon Gold and Silver, but if you like this video review, don't hesitate to thumbs it up and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.